world is undergoing a seismic transformation. Economic landscapes are shifting, technological revolutions are accelerating, and the balance of power among nations is being reshaped. As we move closer to 2030, a handful of countries are poised to lead the charge into a new global era. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 nations that are on track to become the most influential players on the planet by 2030. Whether through economic might, military power, innovation, or cultural reach, these countries are redefining what global leadership looks like. Some are rising stars, while others are reclaiming past glory. One thing is clear. They're setting the tone for the future. Let's begin the countdown. #10. South Korea. The digital dynamo of Asia, South Korea, is evolving into one of the most technologically advanced and culturally influential countries in the world. From humble post-war beginnings, it has transformed into a global powerhouse, driven by world-renowned conglomerates like Samsung, LG, and Hyundai. By 2030, South Korea's status as a leader in electronics, artificial intelligence, robotics, and 5G infrastructure will be even more cemented. Seoul continues to prioritize research and development, pouring billions into next-generation tech and green innovation. But it's not just about tech. South Korea's soft power has exploded globally. K-pop, Korean cinema, skincare, and fashion are sweeping international markets, creating a cultural halo that amplifies its geopolitical reach. The Oscar win for Parasite and the global success of BTS are just the beginning. Strategically, South Korea is a linchpin in East Asian security. Its robust military alliance with the U.S. and its proximity to both North Korea and China position it at the center of regional geopolitics. With strong institutions, a high education population, and a creative economy, South Korea is more than a regional player. It's a global trendsetter. #9. Saudi Arabia. From oil kingdom to innovation hub, Saudi Arabia is undergoing a transformation unlike any in its modern history. Under the ambitious Vision 2030 blueprint, the kingdom is striving to diversify its economy and reduce dependence on oil. Led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia is investing heavily in tourism, renewable energy, and futuristic infrastructure. One of the most talked about projects is Neom, a $500 billion smart city that aims to redefine urban living with AI, flying taxis, and zero carbon goals. Despite challenges around human rights and regional tensions, Saudi Arabia retains immense geopolitical leverage due to its control over global oil markets and leadership within OPEC+. It's also expanding diplomatic ties with global powers, balancing relationships with the US, China, Russia, and Europe. The kingdom's role in the Islamic world, its growing influence in digital economies, and its youth-driven labor reforms point to a country that's modernizing rapidly. By 2030, Saudi Arabia may well be seen not just as a Gulf power, but as a pivotal force in global development. #8. United Kingdom. Reinventing global relevance post-Brexit, the United Kingdom is rewriting its role in the world, and so far, it's doing so with agility and resilience. London remains one of the world's top financial centers, and the UK's strength in fintech, biotech, and AI innovation is rapidly expanding. Leading universities like Oxford and Cambridge continue to attract global talent and foster cutting-edge research. Culturally, the UK punches far above its weight. From the BBC to the Harry Potter franchise, British media, music, and literature continue to influence minds across continents. Moreover, the English language itself provides an unrivaled soft power advantage. On the diplomatic and military fronts, the UK retains a permanent seat on the UN Security Council and wields significant influence in NATO and the G7. Its nuclear capabilities and robust intelligence networks further enhance its global reach. By 2030, the UK's success will likely hinge on its ability to leverage old institutions in new ways, building strategic trade deals, embracing innovation, and using its cultural capital to stay at the heart of global discourse. #7. Germany. The green industrial powerhouse Germany remains the economic engine of Europe, and it's reinventing itself to remain competitive in the 21st century. Known for precision engineering and high-quality manufacturing, Germany's automotive and machinery sectors are globally dominant. Brands like Volkswagen, BMW, and Siemens are pivoting to electric mobility and smart technology, aligning with the country's broader sustainability goals. Berlin is leading Europe's green energy transition, With aggressive moves toward carbon neutrality and massive investment in wind, solar, and hydrogen technologies, Germany is poised to become a global leader in eco-innovation. Politically, Germany is the backbone of the European Union. Its stable democracy, pragmatic leadership, and strong institutions offer a model for governance amid rising populism elsewhere. Through initiatives in digital transformation, AI development, and a strong voice in climate policy, Germany is proving that industrial power and environmental responsibility can go hand in hand. By 2030, expect it to be at the center of both European and global reform efforts. #6. Brazil. Latin America's rising giant Brazil is emerging as Latin America's best hope for global leadership. Rich in natural resources and cultural capital, the country is leveraging its strengths to play a bigger role on the world stage. Agriculture is one of Brazil's strongest suits. As one of the largest exporters of soybeans, beef, coffee, and ethanol, Brazil plays a key role in global food and energy security. Its biofuel industry also offers an alternative to fossil fuels, attracting eco-conscious investment. Beyond the fields, Brazil is investing in digital transformation. Tech hubs in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro are nurturing startups in fintech, health tech, and e-commerce. Politically, Brazil is becoming more active in multilateral organizations like BRICS, G20, and the UN. Its strategic partnerships with both China and the US allow it to navigate the bipolar world order with diplomatic dexterity. And culturally, Brazil has long been a powerhouse, from samba to soccer, from carnival to globally renowned artists and fashion designers. With economic stabilization efforts and regional leadership ambitions, Brazil is positioning itself to not only lead Latin America, but play a prominent global role by 2030. #5. Japan. Innovation rooted in resilience. Japan is a remarkable blend of ancient tradition and futuristic ambition. Despite an aging population and geographic limitations, Japan remains a technological superpower. Its industries continue to lead in robotics, electronics, and precision manufacturing. Japanese automakers and tech companies are pivoting towards sustainable solutions, such as hydrogen fuel cell vehicles and carbon-neutral factories. In recent years, Japan has also increased its space exploration initiatives and made bold investments in quantum computing, renewable energy, and biotech. On the geopolitical front, Japan plays a key stabilizing role in the Indo-Pacific, with strong alliances, especially with the United States, and growing ties with ASEAN countries, India, and Europe. Japan is reinforcing its leadership in global diplomacy. Importantly, Japan is rethinking immigration and labor policy to address demographic challenges. By 2030, expect a more open, tech-forward, and strategically assertive Japan that continues to lead by example. #4. Russia. Strategic power in a multipolar world. Russia's influence is not always reflected in GDP figures, but its reach in energy, defense, and diplomacy is undeniable. Even under economic sanctions and political isolation, Russia remains a dominant force in global energy exports, particularly natural gas and oil. Its partnerships with China, India, and Middle Eastern nations are strengthening as it seeks alternatives to Western markets. Militarily, Russia is unmatched in some areas, especially in nuclear capabilities, cyber warfare, and hypersonic weaponry. Its role in shaping conflicts from Syria to Ukraine underscores its geopolitical clout. Russia is also betting big on the Arctic, with plans to control trade routes and exploit untapped resources as ice caps melt, potentially opening a new economic frontier. By 2030, Russia's power will likely lie not just in what it produces, but in its ability to influence global systems, challenge Western norms, and forge alternative alliances. #3. India. The next global superpower, India, is undergoing one of the most dramatic rises in modern history. With a population surpassing China's, a booming digital economy, and a young entrepreneurial workforce, India is poised to become a global powerhouse. The country is investing heavily in infrastructure, from smart cities to high-speed rail, and is becoming a hub for fintech, biotechnology, and space technology. India's Chandrayaan-3 mission to the moon showcased its growing capabilities in space exploration. Diplomatically, India is striking a careful balance. It engages deeply with Western democracies while maintaining strong ties with Russia, the Middle East, and neighboring Asian powers. Its leadership in forums like the G20 and BRICS underscores its global ambitions. Culturally, India's soft power is growing through Bollywood, yoga, cuisine, and diaspora influence across the globe. By 2030, India is not just expected to be a regional leader. It is set to become one of the central architects of global order. #2. China. The challenger to the West, China has transformed itself into an economic juggernaut in just a few decades, and its momentum shows no signs of slowing. By 2030, it may overtake the U.S. as the world's largest economy. China's Belt and Road Initiative continues to expand its infrastructure and influence across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Technologically, China is advancing rapidly in artificial intelligence, green energy, quantum computing, and e-commerce. Companies like Huawei, Alibaba, and BYD are global players in their respective fields. Militarily, China is building a modern, assertive defense force, especially in the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait. Its foreign policy mixes strategic patience with growing boldness. China's influence on global standards, currencies, and trade practices will likely define this decade. Whether as a partner or a rival, it is a country the world cannot ignore. #1. The United States. The enduring superpower despite internal divisions and growing global competition. The United States retains an unparalleled edge in innovation, defense, culture, and global leadership. It leads in sectors like aerospace, biotech, artificial intelligence, and media. Its research universities, venture capital ecosystem, and tech giants, Google, Apple, Amazon, form the backbone of modern innovation. The U.S. military remains the most powerful and technologically advanced in the world. Its alliances through NATO, the G7, and AUKUS reinforce its global presence. Culturally, American music, movies, social media, and sports continue to shape global trends. The U.S. dollar remains the world's primary reserve currency, and Wall Street is still the epicenter of global finance. By 2030, America's power may be more contested, but its capacity to adapt, attract talent, and lead through reinvention ensures it remains at the top of the global hierarchy. As the world rebalances, new powers are emerging, and old ones are redefining themselves. The 10 countries we've discussed are not just preparing for the future, they're building it. The coming decade will be shaped by how these nations navigate innovation, cooperation, competition, and crisis. The question is not just who will dominate, but how they'll use that power. Will it be for cooperation or confrontation? Unity or division? Only time will tell.